good you today after a long journey since that day at the end of 2023?
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was dope. Just see all the work come to light. Still got a long ways to go in terms of my perfecting my craft. But working towards it each and every day, putting my head down, getting to work, and to see that get acknowledged was dope.
The coach talked a little bit about how you set a tone in practice because practice is something that you've been longing for a
Yeah.
long time. Is this like maybe the most exciting you've ever been for practice football? Or how did you?
Nah, for sure, for sure. Not taking anything for granted, man, because I was, just as OTA's been going through. I feel like I talked to you the other day, like going through OTAs and like being on the side during OTAs is two totally different things. You know what I mean? When you actually putting in that blood, sweat, and tears with the guys, like that's how you bond. That's how you connect. So like sitting back last year, yeah, I could try to lead from the back, but it just wasn't. It just wasn't the same. And just being able to be out here running around and like physically getting up on guys, dapping them up, like good job. I'm about to go do the same thing. Like that just brings a different energy, a different tone, and that's what I try to do this year, man. This whole offseason, just let guys know that this is not promised. You know what I mean? And each and every day you got to earn it. God is fortunate enough to put us in this position, man. So we just got to take advantage of it.
Brother, I don't think you guys are running full team drills together yet, but even just positioning individual work, being on the field with Jalen and Chop at the same time, what's that experience been like?
It's been dope, man. It's been dope because those two guys that put their head down and work and get to it, they don't take a play off, they don't take a rep off, and when you got guys like that push you constantly, you can only go up. You can only get better from that. So just having those two around, man, knowing what they can do on the field and seeing how they put the work in to get to that point too, is amazing.
Did you guys speak at all last season about, imagine what is life going to be like when the three of us can be on the field on game day at the same time?
For sure. Like sitting down with Chop, man, seeing when he started to turn it on, man, and I'm just smiling from ear to ear because I know the potential that we had. I know when JP got back, once I got back, it's going to be a lot of thinking for the offensive side to do. So I don't want to put no number on what we're going to do yet, but I feel like if we all stay healthy, all keep our heads on straight, man, it could be special.
Has we talked to you guys at all about a NASCAR package? Getting all three all on.
Not directly, but we got packages and stuff that he's installed that he hasn't quite said. Right now is the X on the position, so he said, okay, we could put anybody in this position and do this and do that, but hasn't directly said it yet. But when training camp comes around and those, we start getting to a flow of things, we'll see the numbers pop up for each position and moving around and stuff like that. So it's gonna be fun.
What kind of role did you play for Chop last year? You were ready to get back into things.
Yeah.
And he was growing as a rookie. How did you take him under your wing?
I was just his eyes off the field, man. Whatever I saw on the sideline, whatever I saw on the film, we'll sit down and watch it together. Not even just his film. We will watch just random DNs from around the league and just see how they approach the game, how they played. Because I feel like that helped me early in my career, just seeing how other people played the game, how they played certain blocks and stuff like that. So I kind of just went through stuff like that with them. And then during game days, just like I said, told him what I saw on the sideline compared to what he saw on the field and kind of just, collaborated our mindsets throughout that part and just tried to help him play as fast as possible without really thinking.
You mentioned the relationship with Chop. I know Vaughn was the guy for you in Denver early. Have you felt some of the principles that Vaughn was doing for you?
It's crazy. It's crazy you said that because I was just talking to Vaughn and I just told him, like, bro, I feel like I got dropped into your shoes, like, completely. Like, Chop, he looked up to me as one of his favorite players coming out. I looked up to Vaughn as one of my favorite players coming out. And how Vaughn just kind of took me under his wing and showed me the way. A lot of how I operate now is kind of like emulate of what Vaughn did and how I saw he went about his process and how I saw about, his chef, his house, how he did this, how he did that. And I just try to, emulate that and the leadership styles as well, put that into Chop and not even just Chop, but the guys around. Just try to be that fun-loving, joyful guy, but when it's time to work, it's time to work. So it's been dope, man, just to see how life just it has a funny way of just circling back, you know what I mean? And I was around the same year 7. Vaughn was year 7 when I came and Chop was year 7. I was year 7 when Chop came in. So it's just crazy how life is a loop like that.
Culture change has been a big topic around here.
Yeah.
It was mentioned again this morning with Mike McDaniel. How has Mike McDaniel changed? Is he more stern? Is he more of the adult in the room this season? What have you seen from him?
It's not necessarily him changing. It's just it's more about us, man, about how we accept what he's telling us. Like, okay, like he may have a joking way of getting a serious point across, but it's up to us in the room. Like, okay, he might have said it funny, but at the end of the day, this is what we're doing, and this is how we're moving about it. And as a team, this is what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? So, not much of him has changed. I would say the people around him and the buy-in of the players that he wants has changed. You know what I mean? And guys are taking accountability of how we wanted it to look out here. You know what I mean? Because he can only do so much in terms of the game plan, the team meetings, and all that, prepping and putting us in the right position. But we got to go out there and execute. So I wouldn't say he's changed. I would say the mindset around him and around the team has changed.
So is it the buy-in? Because we heard a lot of this same stuff last year, Fred.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that
No, for sure.
y'all are lying, but hanging out together, spending time together, getting to know each other, caring about one another.
I'm gonna say last year we was lying, honestly. Point blank period. We felt it. You know what I mean? We put our toe in the water, but we didn't dive all the way in. We didn't get all the way there with each other. You know what I mean? We weren't making the effort to do to go the extra mile. And I would say this year we're doing that. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out for us, but we are putting that foot to change it, because last year, like I said, we said we wanted to change. Yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that, but it's not going exactly how we want to. But this year I feel like everybody has the right mindset and moving forward. You know what I mean? So if it works out, it's gonna work out. If it doesn't, we're gonna get back to the drawing board and make sure it works out. You know what I mean?
Is this almost like a tough city to bond with teammates in, just because it's not like it's Green Bay or a city where there's not much else to do but hang out with each other?
Yeah.
Miami has so much going on.
I would say it's not hard to hang out. It's hard to coordinate locations, because might have somebody down in Miami Lakes and you might have somebody up in Plantation. You know what I mean? It's just hard to coordinate locations with traffic and stuff like that. But like I said, man, guys are making a conscious effort to, okay, I got a 40-minute drive, it's whatever, I'm gonna be with my guys, it's all good. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's the difference, just the mindset we have towards it.
You mentioned you and JP kind of got close during the rehab process. What have you learned about him during that, and then also seeing him go to CA's?
I mean, I just learned he's a warrior. You know what I mean? Just I like to surround myself with like-minded people, and I feel like I'm a warrior in terms of how I handle adversity, and he's the same way. You know what I mean? He puts his head down, and he might have a bad day here or two, but it never affected how he approached the work, how he approached the task at hand. You know what I mean? And like I said, for the most part, fun-loving, coming in, happy to do it. But everybody has those days. Everybody is down a little bit, but it's how you react to what's around you in those times where you're not feeling the best. And he just showed up and showed out every time.
This morning, Mike mentioned the date, December 31st.
Yep.
And obviously that's a date that
Yep.
you'll always remember. As you rehab from that, you took steps along the way. Do you feel like you're totally out of that mode now? Or are you still in rehab mode?
Oh, yeah, I'm totally out of the rehab mode, yeah. I mean, I'm completely out of it. I'm just more on the prehab mode now, making sure everything's feeling good in terms of what I need to go out there and perform at a high level. But in terms of, I got to focus on my knee today, nah, those days are over, thankfully.
You mentioned the last time you were on the field. Have you changed anything body-wise, weight, physique, since last time you were playing football?
I've changed up my diet, which has caused my fat to go down, so I'm a lot leaner now. But that's pretty much the only thing. The weight's kind of still the same. Just the lean muscle mass has increased.
How was your voice in the locker room change in your rate now compared to early in your career?
Compared to early in my career, I was more of I don't know how to explain it. I just let my play on the field do the talking. I would get close with some guys that that were in my position group, and the guys I had to deal with on an everyday basis, I was real cool with them. But now I'm trying to venture out into the whole team, like learning the offensive line, the rookie offensive line's name, learning the receiver's name. And Mike does a good job of mixing us all in the locker room so we could get to learn each other, but making a more conscious effort to get to know everybody on a personal level so that when I have something to say, it's not falling on deaf ears.